This is Amazon. Here are your price targets for Tuesday. We ended the day at $149.10, up more than 2.5%. To the north side from where we are takes us to 2 standard deviations and resistance at 149.73. Another level of resistance, 151.42. And at 4 standard deviations and another potential take profit area, 153.10. To the south side, 146.40. A gap developed to the south side today at roughly 146.20. I will mark that out. It closes out at roughly 145.53. And to the south side of that at -2 standard deviations takes us to 143.13. I will anticipate a bounce as people buy the dip if we hit this line. 141.46, and below that roughly 139.83. So this gap developed today while this one closed this morning that I had talked about in a YouTube short at 148.32. So now we've got some downward pressure because of this gap, and it also is in line with the middle of the trend. So I will anticipate this to close out on Tuesday. And this gap closed to the downside here at 147.48 and then hit support down here. And then you can see we were at resistance along this line, kind of grinding sideways and then falling apart at resistance. Let me show you how Apple did. We ended the day at 185.56. We are at resistance. I will anticipate a little bit of a sell-off as people take their profits on Tuesday. To the north side from where we are, because we are at 2 standard deviations, 3 standard deviations takes us to roughly 186.96, another level of resistance should we make it up to this level, and another possible level of resistance and potential take profit area, 188.22. I don't normally anticipate price to go up to 4 standard deviations in one day, but because we are at the upper channel, I will anticipate price to get up to this level. Although watch this because this is getting overextended on the RSI. But there's a gap that I've been talking about to the upside that is still in play. Closes out at 192.17. All right. To the south side. What else is up there? I guess that's it. All right, to the south side, back at the baseline where I will anticipate price to go, 183.07. Oops. Oh, I will do one thing. I just noticed that this trading view got wonky on me, and one of my indicators, oh, it froze on me too. So let's just ignore that. I'll just give you the price for, again, the middle of the trend, 183.14, 180.55, and 179.25. This gap that I have been talking about closed today. Yay. So we went up in price. No longer a threat to us to the south side. And while we were going up, though, this created a gap to the south side. So we do have a threat to the south side, a landmine that you have to be aware of. That would take us to roughly beginning at 181.52, closing out eventually at 181.22. And finally, the last one I want to show you quickly is Tesla. We ended the day at 240. Oops. 45. And we have a gap still that needs to fill to the north side that closes out, that I've been tracking at 248.04. This gap closed to the south side here, so that's great at 239.29. And we do have this gap to be aware of. It's not in our channel, but it still haunts us to the south side. But we are now at near resistance, so I will anticipate a little bit of a sell-off as people take their profits and they run. But we do have a gap that takes us to the north side and a gap to the south side as well. So you could play this both ways, but right now at resistance. And that does it for me. That is a look at Apple, Amazon, and Tesla. Thanks for watching.